So now that we're on Module 2, Topic 2, Section 1, the Google Form classwork, let's fill it out together. Looking at the first problem, we should all be looking at the same problem. Okay, so this is number 1. You don't need to ask me what number this is. It's number 1. What is the hypotenuse in the right triangle below? And then we're going to choose the side. So let me see if I can make this smaller actually, so we can show more on the same page. Is that too small? Okay, that's good. What is the hypotenuse in the right triangle below? So I'm going to draw on this. The hypotenuse is always directly across from the right angle. So I want you to either in your head or on a scratch piece of paper, if you have to, literally draw the triangle and from the right angle go across from it. Then the hypotenuse is this side, JB. So we can select JB, this one. This is our answer. So for number 1, JB is our hypotenuse. Okay? I'm going to have to clear the annotations before I move on. So if I ever move too fast, you can interrupt me because I know the internet might be an issue, but also remember that we are recording. So if you miss it or miss more than a few, then you can always just watch the recording afterwards. So we just said JB. Ooh, JB. Okay. Now let's go to number 2. Number 2 says, what is the leg opposite to angle J in the figure below? So here is angle J. And if we want to be opposite, you have to draw the arrow across. So you go all the way across the triangle. What is opposite to JB is OB. So our answer is OB. They want opposite to J. So in your head, you just draw the arrow directly down away from J, all the way across to the opposite side, which is OB. Do you guys have any questions? Okay. OB it is. Let's go to number 3. What is the leg adjacent to angle J in the problem below? So here's angle J. Oops, here's angle J. And we already ruled out JB. JB is our hypotenuse, so it's not this one. Remember, the hypotenuse doesn't change, but we need to figure out which one's adjacent. So what's the only other side that touches angle J?
JO.
JO, good. JO. I don't know what's going on. I can't circle properly. But yes, JO will be our adjacent side. Any questions? JO is probably this one over here. I just didn't scroll very far. Okay, let's clear all drawings and select JO. JO. I don't know why it scrolls like that when I do it. Okay, what is the hypotenuse in the right triangle below? So this time our right triangle is a little bit twisted, but that's okay because the hypotenuse is always directly across from the right angle. So it's going to be HT. So this one. Any questions?
No.
All right, Nancy, I recognize your voice. Okay, let's clear all drawings and select HT. Okay, what is the leg adjacent to angle T in the figure below? Here's angle T, and remember this is our hypotenuse, so we're not selecting that one. The only other side touching angle T is?
A.
Yeah, AT, this one. Good. Okay, so I'm going to clear all drawings, and we're going to select AT. So that was number 5. Okay, let's go to number 6. Number 6 says, what is the leg opposite to angle T in the figure below? Which one is it?
HA.
HA, good. Opposite, all the way across, HA. Okay, I'm gonna leave that up for a couple seconds before I clear drawing. So opposite, go all the way across, HA.
Miss Jade,
Yes.
what was number 4?
Number 4 says, what is the hypotenuse? So you want to go directly across from the right angle. And so if you go across from the right angle, you get HT.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is it number 7, AT?
I don't even know. I haven't read it yet. What is the leg opposite to angle H in the figure below? So let's annotate. They said angle H, so this is the reference angle, and then we want opposite to that. So we go over there and we get AT. AT, opposite.
Miss J, someone asked in the chat.
Oh, I can't see the chat right now because I'm sharing screen and
They
Zoom
were
is one of
asking
me.
what is number 1 and number 2.
1 and 2? Okay. Let me clear all drawings, select number 7, and I'll scroll back up to 1 and 2. Number 1 was the hypotenuse in the right triangle below. So the hypotenuse is directly across from the right angle. So if you know the right angle is at O, then the opposite of that, across from the right angle, is JB. So 1 is JB. Number 2 says, what is the leg opposite to angle J? So we know that angle J is the top angle. Then you go opposite to that, it's the bottom side. So OB is the opposite leg. Okay.
We stopped at number 8, right?
Yeah, now we're about to do number 8.
Okay.
Number 8 says, what is the leg opposite to angle C in the figure below? Here's angle C. We want to do the opposite. So all the way across from C is
AR.
AR. Good. So this one's your answer. So 8 is AR. Also, I would appreciate if somebody types in the chat, somebody can read it to me because I'm just not going to see it. And thank you for doing that.
Jaden, okay, hold on. Jaden asked that, well, he said he didn't get 5, 6, or 7.
Okay. 5 says, what is the leg adjacent to angle T in the figure below? So adjacent means you want to make sure it's right next to it. So next to angle T is AT. You might think, oh, but HT is also next to it. HT is the hypotenuse, so it's not the hypotenuse. It must be AT. 6 says, what is the leg opposite to angle T in the figure below? So in your head, you draw an arrow directly opposite from angle T, and you get HA. So HA is opposite of angle T. What is the leg opposite to angle H in the figure below? Okay, so opposite of angle H, so now we're looking at this angle, this is angle H. Opposite to that is directly across, so that would be AT. And then we just did 8, which was AR. Okay, number 9, so we're halfway through almost halfway through. What is the leg opposite to angle R in the figure below?
CA.
Huh? I couldn't quite hear that, but opposite. So it's going to be CA. Okay. And then number 10 says, what is the leg adjacent to angle R? So adjacent. So we already know that CR is the hypotenuse, so I'm going to cross that out. CR is the hypotenuse. Yes?
Sorry. For number 9, it was CA, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
For number 10, what is the leg adjacent to angle R? So here's angle R. Adjacent is going to be right next to it, so it's going to be AR. Okay. So hopefully that was enough time. Clear all.
Miss J, number 9 is CR, right? Number 9.
Number 9 was CA.
CA? Okay.
Yeah, so you need to be opposite of angle R. So here's angle R. Opposite of that has to be CA on the other side. And then 10 was AR. Okay, so now we're going to put this together with numbers. Okay, so for number 11, determine the ratio using J as the reference angle in the triangle shown below. So we have that J is our reference angle, and we want to know the opposite over the hypotenuse. So first, let's do the opposite, the one on the top. The one on the top is opposite, which is 8. So we'll put 8 on the top. And then they want the hypotenuse on the bottom. I'm going to do the hypotenuse in a different color if my thing would let me. The hypotenuse must be directly across from the right angle, okay? So that would be this side. So we get 8 over 17. So it's essentially 2 problems in one, but it's just 8 over 17. So this one would be our answer. So since this one's a little bit different, do you guys have any questions? Okay, then let me clear all drawings and select 8 over 17. Okay, so number 11 was 8 over 17. Let's take a look at number 12. Number 12 says, determine the ratio given using angle J as the reference angle in the triangle shown below. Okay, so once again, we are using angle J as the reference angle, and they want opposite over adjacent. So the opposite side of J, 8. What do you guys think the adjacent side of J is?
15.
Yeah, 15. Why is it not 17? Seventeen is the what side? It starts with the H.
Hypotenuse. I don't know how.
Yes, hypotenuse, yes. So 17 would be the hypotenuse, so we're not even thinking about that. We don't have the hypotenuse here. It just says opposite over adjacent. So we don't want to use the hypotenuse. We're just using opposite and adjacent. The 8 is the opposite of J, and the 15 is adjacent to J. The 17 doesn't count for anything because it's the hypotenuse, and we weren't even thinking about the hypotenuse right now. So 8 over 15, so that's this one over here. 8 over 15 for number 12. 8 over 15 for number 12. Okay, I'm going to clear all drawings now. So we said 8 over 15. All right, let's go to number 13. It says, determine the ratio given using angle J. I guess angle J is like our favorite here as a reference angle. So here's angle J. We want the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So which one was the adjacent again?
8.
Not 8. You just said it earlier.
15.
15, yes. And then we have the hypotenuse, which is always across from the right angle. So what is our hypotenuse?
8.
17.
8.
What's directly across from the right angle?
7. No.
17.
17.
Yes, 17. So you go from the right angle, go all the way across, and you see that it's 17. I see something might be happening in the chat, but I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so adjacent is right next to J, and then the hypotenuse is the one directly across from the right angle. So the hypotenuse is the 17. So we got 15 over 17 here. Let me clear all drawings. We got 15 over 17. Okay, let's go to number 14. Number 14 says, determine the ratio given using angle H as the reference angle in the triangle shown below. Okay, so let's circle our reference angle. It's this one. We want the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So on the top, we want the adjacent side. What is adjacent to angle H?
Wait, what did you say?
What is adjacent to angle H?
A?
8? Yes. So it's just right next to it. It's the 8. And then what would the hypotenuse be?
10?
Yes, 10, because it's directly across from the right angle. So 8 over 10, which then simplifies to 4 over 5. It simplifies that because you can divide by 2 on the top, and you can also divide by 2 on the bottom. 8 divided by 2 gives you 4. 10 divided by 2 gives you 5. So our 8 over 10 simplifies to 4 over 5. Same answer. So number 14 is 8 over 10 equals 4 over 5. Okay. I'm going to give it a few more moments and then I'll clear the drawings. Okay.
Is there 2?
What do you mean?
14 and 15? They're the same, right?
No, number 14 asks for adjacent over hypotenuse and 15 asks for opposite over hypotenuse.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's annotate for that one. Starting off with our reference angle. So they want H as our reference angle. And then they say, what is opposite of angle H?
6?
Yes. So you draw the arrow directly across from H and you get 6 as our opposite. And then what is our hypotenuse?
8?
Hypotenuse is always directly across from the right angle. 10. Also, hypotenuse is going to be the longest side of the right triangle. Hypotenuse is always longest. Sorry, that's kind of messy. Always longest side of right triangle. Sorry, it's really hard to write neatly on this computer screen. So yeah, the hypotenuse is always the longest side of the right triangle. See, 8, 6, 10, 10 is the longest. So we got 6 over 10 as our opposite over hypotenuse, and we need to simplify that. So both of these are divisible by 2. If you divide this by 2 on the top, you get 6 divided by 2 is 3, and on the bottom, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 6 over 10 is equal to 3 over 5. 6 over 10 is the same as 3 over 5. Both of those count as your answers. I'll leave it here for a little bit for people to catch up. Almost done, guys. We're doing really well. Okay. I'm going to clear all drawings now, and we're going to select the answer. 6 over 10 is equal to 3 over 5. Now let's go to number 16. So 16 says determine the ratio given using angle P as the reference angle. So now, sorry, I need to change colors. Okay, so now our reference angle is T. So we changed the reference angle, so some things are going to change. Let's do the opposite first. What is opposite of T? Directly across from T.
6. Oh, no. 8?
8, good. 8 is directly across from T. 8 is opposite of T. Now we have the hypotenuse. Remember, the hypotenuse is the longest side across from the right angle. Which one's our hypotenuse?
10.
10, good. I think I heard like several people say that too, so good. Oh my gosh, that's not how you write 10. 10, there you go. 8 over 10 is our opposite over hypotenuse. And so let's simplify this. 8 over 10, we can simplify that by dividing both the top and the bottom by 2. 8 divided by 2.
Right?
4 and 5.
4 and 5. What was the question?
This is for number 16, right?
Yeah, this is number 16. So for number 16, we did the opposite over hypotenuse using T as the reference angle. So we got 8 over 10, and we simplified that to 4 over 5. So that one, that answer. 8 over 10 is 4 over 5. Okay, I'm going to clear all drawings soon.
Number 17 would, I think, would be like 6/8.
All right, let's take a look. Let's do it together. So let me annotate. Okay, determine the ratio given using angle H as our reference angle in the triangle shown below. So they want the opposite side on top first. So the opposite side, you said 6, you are correct. And then we want the adjacent side on the bottom, which is 8. Good job. So we didn't have to care for our hypotenuse, so we don't have to deal with the 10. So it's either 6 or 8. 6 is opposite, 8 is adjacent, so we got 6/8. Good. And then this simplifies because we can divide top and bottom by 2.
4.
Yes, 3/4. Good. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So we got 6/8 is equal to 3/4. So number 17 is 6/8 is equal to 3/4. Good job. I'll leave it up for a little bit because I know sometimes people are lagging. So I don't want to have people miss it. We're almost done. There's like 3 more questions, I think.
I think I'm pretty sure the next one is 40/41.
All right, let's take a look. Number 18, determine the ratio given using angle C as your reference angle in the triangle shown below. So we want the opposite side. Okay, so the opposite of angle C is indeed 40, good. And then the adjacent side, what would our adjacent side be?
41.
41 is actually the hypotenuse because it's directly across in the right angle, right?
So
9.
Yeah, so it's actually 9. 40/9. It's okay. That's why we're doing this together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So 40 is the opposite, and then our adjacent is 9. 41 is also next to C, but 41 is the hypotenuse because it's directly across from the right angle, and 41 is also the longest side. So we got 40/9. Okay, just giving it a little bit more time so people can like write it down or not write it down. Click the button. Okay, so 40/9.
The next one is 40/41.
Let's take a look. Okay, so then on to number 19. Number 19 says determine the ratio given using angle R as the reference angle in the triangle shown below. So we are using angle R. We want the adjacent. So Nancy said 40, good. 40 is adjacent to R. And then we want the hypotenuse, which is the longest side, also known as the side directly across from the right angle. So 40/41. Good. 40/41. Okay, I'll just give it some time for people to like click their buttons or to see if they have any questions.
The next one is the same answer.
Let's see. Okay, so that's 40/41. And to get our last one, determine the ratio given using angle C as our reference angle. So annotate. So angle C is our reference angle. We're going to do the opposite. Directly across from C is 40, good. And then our hypotenuse directly across from the right angle is 41. Good, 40/41. So it is the same answer. So the last time we were asking for adjacent over hypotenuse of R, and that's the same as the opposite over hypotenuse for C. So you can still get, oh wait, I just selected the wrong one. Not that one. There it is, 40/41. Oops, I hope I didn't do that wrong for any other problem. But we wrote it correctly up here. So whatever I wrote over here would be the right one. You just got to select the correct answer. So in this case, it's 40/41. Alrighty, let's clear all drawings. And select the answer. And that's pretty much it. So that was the entire thing. We did it together. It's essentially like our skills practice, but we just did it in Google Forms. Okay, I'm gonna submit this. And if you missed any, remember it's recorded, so you can always just rewatch the recording. Cool, my response has been recorded. And hopefully yours are too. Once again, if you missed any, just check the recording after class and you can get all the answers for that. Okay, now I'm gonna stop share. Wait, that's not what I meant. I'm going to end the recording.